Hey, this is Leon. That's right, Leon, for some of your favorite movies, and I'm at brunch in the basement with Terez and JaVonne. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music politics are just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artists or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway. The time,
and we thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing. Hey everybody, how you doing? What's up? What's good? Pops, you know what? Love you, man. Bright and early every single show. God bless you. For some reason right now, I am feeling like I'm forgetting something. I'm missing something. It could be that I cut my locks. As you can see, they're not hanging all the way down to my ankles anymore. And so I'm just feeling like something is missing, like I've forgotten something. Hey, Miss Shealanin, you starting up early too? And you said hey to Ron. Now I cannot see Ronnie. He must be on my personal page. Ronnie, if you are watching, or anybody, not just Ron, anybody who's watching the show from my personal page on Facebook, please go to YouTube, WJBR Internet Radio, and switch over there, because for whatever reason Facebook loves to kick us off, and then they apologize for it later. So it's kind of weird stuff going on with Facebook, but you know, it's their platform, so they can do what they want. And until I have my own platform, I guess I got to deal with it. Now, normally at this time, I just jump into the music, but because I am actually looking for something specific, and I don't want to just get kicked off like right away, I'm trying to find some calmer music that Facebook probably wouldn't kick me off for. So what I know what I'll do. I'll play a song by Karen White, and we'll get it kicked off that way. And yeah, where's that song? I Am the Storm. It's very, very funky, and you ought to, if you can, go find this song, Karen White, and you know, support your sisters. You know, we got to support all the artists. You know, this COVID thing is annoying everybody. So buy the CD. It's called Quiet and Storm. Here you go.
girl. Don't light it up unless you wanna burn it down. I am storm. Get up, get back down. Don't light it up unless you wanna burn it down. I am the storm. Get up, get back down. I'll make the wind move. I'll blow it all down. Yeah, I'm coming at you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'll knock you down. Don't light it up unless you wanna burn it down. I am the storm, so get up, get back down. Don't light it up unless you wanna burn it down. I am the storm, so get up, get back down. And the people go, and the people go, and the people go, and the people go. You can't hold me down, you can't hold me back. I ain't worried about my pace because I'm built to last. I said you can't hold me down, you can't hold me back. I ain't worried about my pace because I'm built to last. And the people go, and the people go, and the people go, and the people go. Yeah, you can't hold me down, you can't hold me back. I ain't worried about my pay, cause I'm built to last. Yeah. I am storm. Get up, get back down.
Terry Hunter, you ready? You ready?
Oh.
just that ugly part of me. And I didn't mean to be, I didn't mean it, no, I didn't think. It's just that ugly part of me.
Since you eating, I don't want to disturb you, you know. You freezing, Rezzy? She'll be back, y'all. She'll be back. She'll be right back, y'all. Background Betty did it. I know she did. I know she did. Probably being the electrician. Just because she did that, we gotta go back to that thing. What was that thing? We got to go back to that thing because Background Betty blew up the house the most. Yep, always. Yo, I got a text. I thought that was her. I got scared. I was like, oh, shit. She heard me.
You wanna stay inside. I wanna move my body, baby. I wanna go and party, baby. You wanna stay inside. That's alright. I'ma have a little fun tonight. I hope you gon' stay up all night, waiting on me. I ain't take your beat. Pop out when it's up on me. When we going home, take your press release. Take off your clothes to do your birthday suit. Feeling yourself and
knowing what to do. Look at yourself, because I'm feeling you. You wanna stay in, but you deserve to be out. Shit, look at your skin, don't be all selfish now. Put one foot in, don't ever look back. I'm your girl, I'll always have your back. Please don't be scared, ain't no time for that. I wanna move my body, baby. I wanna go and party, baby. But you wanna stay inside, that's alright. You wanna stay inside. I wanna move my body, baby. I wanna go and party, baby. But you wanna stay inside, that's alright. That's alright. That's alright.
Here's your boy Beloved right there. With DJ Funky T. Auntie Melba. Thank you, Sandra. How you doing, love? Hey, Dee Dee from Classen Point in the Bronx. Boogie down. That's right. I see you on my Facebook page. Hey, Duma. Karen.
Nobody else can do me better than I can. I'm still here and still doing me.
Tracy Sapp.
What goes around will always come back again. So just take me as I am. I'm just doing me. You better do it. I'm just doing me. You can do it. I'm just doing me. You better do it. I'm just doing me. I'm just gonna do me. I had to take the time and learn to love myself. Get to know me so much better. Every moment in my life has made me stronger. Many lessons learned from them all. I'm just doing me. You better do it. I'm just doing me. You can do it. I'm just doing me. You better do it. I'm just doing me.
Hey.
I'm just gonna do me.
Auntie Melba, how you doing?
It's always what you get. It's so easy, just being me. My life has been filled with many blessings from above. So much love, cherish it all. I'm just doing me. You better do it. I'm just doing me. You can do it. I'm just doing me. You better do it. I'm just doing me. I'm just gonna do me. I'm just doing 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 me. You better do it. I'm just doing me. You can do it. I'm just doing me. You better do it. I'm just doing me. I'm just gonna do me. I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me. You know, the Lord has brought me from a mighty long way. I lost some things along the way, and it's been a long, rough road. But I never lost my voice. I never lost my health. I never lost my praise.
That's
and
favor.
I am still doing me. Woo! be something in this world. Said the rain cloud to the rock as it gathers a snow. But a steady one listens to the rain and confusion, while my brothers and sisters find their way to the dawn. Now I think others make life possible, while child makes life bearable, you see. The bold one, the most times you just hold the one, just wanted to be free.
So I'm running out of safe music, music that they won't kick me off for. And I probably shouldn't be playing this. They're going to kick me off right here for this. Watch. Let me switch it up. I'm just trying to let you enjoy your dinner. And we are just squirrels in your world. You know what I'm saying? You do your thing.
Listen, I'm ready whenever you are ready. But I want to type in the chat to tell folks to go on over. Because I'm surprised it's been going on this long with Facebook and their scandals.
I know, because I'm hip to the music that they won't allow me to play. Like something like this, they might. I know I took it there. I shouldn't. I crossed the line with playing Fight Up. I get it. There's certain things. There's certain music that I play, nothing, crickets. And then there's certain things, and it depends on the label. It depends
on the label. It depends on the label, and just so
and some other, it's just a couple of them. And I think you see the notifications that I get that they have accepted my claim and all this other stuff, right? You see those.
Yeah. Let's just tell the folks what is going on. Even though we are a legit licensed radio station, and the publishing and royalties and all that stuff is paid, Facebook, the corporation called Facebook, still likes to take folks through the rigmarole. And not that they shouldn't, but it's clear that they don't have a list of approved people to be able to play music. So what they do is, and they want to kill it, and they want to review it only to put it back later on. So what we suggest everybody do, and I see you, Pop. What we suggest everybody do is, when you listen to the show, please go to YouTube and do it. WJBR Internet Radio. That way, YouTube does not interrupt the content, and we can be fluid. You may at any point, when JaVonne plays something from a label that is being testy, they will do it. That's how. And she's kind of she likes to live on the
I
edge.
know, I
So
know.
she
See, I knew I was
she's already surveyed which music will do it and which music won't, But
and because I'm trying to be a positive influence on our young guest, I'm trying to stay in the rules within the boundaries of what they say and what, I'm trying to behave, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I think yes. In this case, yes, we want everybody to be law-abiding citizens.
absolutely, I'm trying to stay
However, I'm
in
going
this
to
particular situation, it's not going to hurt anybody. And like I've been told, and like I know, it's their platform. So you have to, unless I create my own platform.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I think that they could manage that a lot better than they do, because after a while, how many times are you going to interrupt the same licensed station
And
to
see
do it?
that the disputes are always being, I think maybe once or twice, and I don't even know the reason why, Warner Brothers or whoever said they wouldn't accept the claim, or they didn't acknowledge the license, some crappy something. And Pops, I was going to peel the onion, but Rez was eating it, so I was just I was just letting her eat the onion, yo.
No, it's all good. I can peel it and eat it.
You can peel it, eat it, slice it up.
Yeah, I mean, this is true.
Dice it, wife it. Shit. Come on.
Yeah, listen. But I just what a treat it is to have little Miss Mendez on with us today.
Isn't that something? This little girl is amazing. I'm telling you, it is just every time. Okay, so just since we arranged for her to be on the show, right, which has been maybe a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
She's done so many more amazing things within that time. I'm like, wow.
Let me tell you something.
Crazy.
Our little black and brown girls are magical. Nothing short of damn magical. And and it's great to have a fresh perspective. It's and I thought about something. I don't want to get too deep as I normally do running into this, but it is absolutely necessary that the youth weigh in.
Absolutely.
They weigh in on what's going on in the state of America, because what's clear to me is that a lot of folk did not have the say so to get here, right? So what is being implemented now is going to affect them ultimately,
Yeah.
Like a lot of us will be skating through a lot of this stuff, but not the youth. That's why I said anybody 18 or over, and even by anybody, like, you may as well say 15, from 15 forward, needs to pay attention to what's going on in the world today and weigh in on it, and weigh in on what you want to see changed. You know what I mean? Because that is ultimately what needs to happen. It just
yeah. I mean, everything that's happening now is setting the stage for what this country is going to look like during their lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, very proud of our youth and the way they are standing up, and it's just amazing. I think I might have told you, but I'll hold on to that. She also sent me some music, and I really don't know if I should play any of it, because but we got to play some of it, and so that's why everybody should run to YouTube. So we might get kicked off of YouTube too, but just not as quickly.
We won't get kicked off of YouTube.
Every now and then they get cute too. They're like, they gave the black screen when I did that Whitney Houston thing at the end of the Whitney Houston tribute show that we did.
That was because of something. That was because of the video.
Yeah, it was. I did. I took it there.
Right.
I was extra. See? But it was Whitney. I was trying,
But we kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, I could have just played the song, but it was Whitney.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, so how have you been? How's life treating you since the last time we saw each other?
Well, happy hump day.
Same to you.
It's all in the middle of the week stuff. You get into, I liken it to water. The beginning of the week, you jump off the diving board into the pool and you're waiting, going up and down, up and down. And then you have this beautiful day called hump day. And you can sit around, you can assess your left and your right before you jump back in to hit the ground running. So
yeah,
you know what? I'm any day that I'm above the ground, I'm a happy camper.
amen. See, that's it right there. That's life is a blessing. Life is a blessing. Sometimes it may not feel that way. And I just when I think I understand stuff, that's when I get confused. So I just say, look, I'm grateful to still be in a learning stage. I've been learning so much. And I've been off for the past 2 weeks, right? I've been off, and you said no, I haven't. Is that what you said?
Yes. I know you didn't. I know you don't want me to go through with the list of things that I know you didn't do since the last time we had this conversation.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, I got a whole studio audience over here that could just say, "Hey."
I don't need the studio audience
weighing in,
involved in all of that. No, no.
So did you go out and you do something nice for yourself?
I cut my locks. You ain't even noticed. The locks are
first of all, I thought they were pinned back. I didn't know they were cut. Like, you cut a lot off.
Yeah, I mean they. I had.
How does that feel?
Well, I will say this: I had quite an experience. I had quite an experience.
That is a lot of cut there. That is a lot of chop there, my dear.
Yeah.
That hair was down. What was it on? Was it on your butt already?
Yeah, it actually was, which is why I had it cut. I'm a midget. I mean, I guess that's not a good word. Like, I'm a little person, so you can't have you. I was looking like Cousin It. I can't have that. I do have a little bit of an image.
So let's see this profile. Turn around. Give us the profile.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that's the big chop.
I needed to release some stuff.
Nice.
I needed to release some stuff. So it's braided up now. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit longer than it looks right now, but
yeah, of course.
But it's braided, so it'll be fine. It grows fast anyway. But I needed to get rid of a couple of JaVonne release, and you said I'm a vertically challenged person. Yo, I am
that was snuck in there real slow.
but check it out, Pops. But I'm not horizontally challenged. Okay, let's be clear. I may be vertically challenged. That's true. Horizontally, not so much.
That was the slowest chat comment ever, because it looked like it just screamed up there.
I know, because he's bad. He's just bad, but in a good way.
In a good way.
I just love this guy, man. Keeps me in all kinds of check. Don't make no kind of sense. He just.
Yes, welcome to my life. Yes. He's good for that. But he's got trusted hands.
This is true. Yeah, he said, "Oh, like me." Yes, like you, Pops, like you.
Walk into that one.
He said, "See, this is my new best friend right here, Sandra
Hudson." Here, okay.
Sandra, long hair, short hair. I still look good. Thank you. Apparently, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that compliment. Yeah. So, it is about time to start. I mean, I could go on and on about this young lady though. There's just so much that she does, but I'm not. I think that it would probably be best if she did it for us, because y'all know me, but I'll tell you some things. She sent me like a cute little list, a short list of some things that she has done, some things that she's involved with. But
Okay.
then every day I see something new, or I'm like, well, I didn't know about that. Oh my God. And it's like, how do you have time for all of that? And then with the cute thing is that she's very humble and she still has time to chill, which is a good thing. But I'm like, how, like, wow, that's just amazing. It's just amazing. I mean, she belongs to the Future Business Leaders of America. She's the chairperson, actually,
See there.
and the youngest contributing board member with the Children Neurology Foundation. She was recommended this year as a peer mentor for her high school to mentor disenfranchised peers in her
Woo!
school.
Come on now.
She has 2 internships.
2.
And I know that there's other entities that have, sought her out. And just insane. I'm gonna have her ask her to speak about the Angela Duckworth of Character Lab internship. Educators and scientists, they bring programs into schools nationwide. She's really a large part of that and some other things. And before I bring her on, though, also, I'm just going to I'll wait to make that comment, but I want her here in my face when I say this thing. I don't want no question marks. All right. Very clear in my stuff. Okay, so what I want to do, and I see you, young lady. I see you. I'm gonna bring you on in a minute. Hot minute. All right. So before we bring her on, though, check this out, Rezi.
Hello, Sleek Note. My name is Shealanin Mendez. I am a 15-year-old dual-enrolled honors student in the CIS magnet program of my high school. My major is political science with a focus in international law and business. I am passionate about law because even at a young age, I recognized a disconnect between Gen Xers and policymakers. In addition to changing the language of law, I would love to see a cure for epilepsy and for cancer, 2 health crises among Black people and Latino people. I recently lost my grandfather to stage 4 lung cancer, and although he served his country for 10 years in the Army, he worked over 40 years in the U.S. government, called my grandmother the bride of his youth, married 56 years with 8 grandchildren. In the end, there was no cure for this relentless disease called cancer. So, with the reward of sleeknote.com, I would donate a percentage to epilepsy and cancer research for a cure, and then collaborate with a brilliant tech person to create a free app with downloadable resources for people living with or caring for someone with epilepsy or cancer. Thank you so much, Sleek Note.
Okay, I was gonna bring her on right now, but I want you to nod if you can hear me. Nod your head if you can hear me. Can you hear me in the booth?
Yes.
Shealanin, right? Okay. Change your name on the what you typed in, unless that's the name you want to be known for. You see what you have as your name? You see your name? Yeah? No? There you go. That's what's up. And everybody, Shealanin, I hope I said that right. Shealanin. God, I've been working on that name forever. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Welcome to in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Groovy.
Beautiful, smart, just a focused, I love it. I love it. Tell us more about the video we just saw and the pitch.
Yes. Okay. So, so I'm a part of the Future Bright Leaders Association as parliamentarian. I'm gonna do that president role later in my probably junior senior year because I just wanted to get familiar with the program first. So the Future Bright Leaders Association, they one of the teacher sponsors, actually, her name is Derby Osias, Miss Osias. She sends us these scholarship opportunities, grant opportunities, just to sign up for, just to become aware of. And one of those opportunities was a Sleek Note, and all you have to do is just send in a video of who you were, what you're going to do with the scholarship, and so that's what I did.
Two great causes, may I add.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, and my condolences to you on your grandfather.
Yes.
What a way to be inspired. But that also speaks a lot of your blueprint there, my dear. You have great genes in there. I got those marital stats, and I often say things like the seed that grows out of this fertile soil, so shout out to your parents, your grandparents, all that contributed and poured in, because out of that, yes, absolutely, give it up. So out of that, little Miss Mendez gets to be the earth disturber and disruptor on purpose, And I love that. I love that. What inspires you?
Just think about that yesterday.
Really? Okay.
Let's see, what inspires me? My mother, and the idea of my future. I would say that inspires and motivates me. But my mother, I would say, would be my top answer, would be my final answer. Because she's a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with, or a force already reckoned with. But she's not only involved in my education and what I do in my extracurriculars, she's my confidant and my advocate and my role model. So she's really she makes up all that I am. Of course, not only because she's my mom, but just how I see her hustle, how I see her grinding. And that just gives me no excuse to stop or lack, what I'm supposed to do here on this.
Nice. Shout out to mom. Like,
Mom.
Yeah, tell me about it, right? Like it's first of all, let me just say to you, that's a gift, and to have the vessel that was chosen to bring you here, you actually at 15 still like your mom. You know what I mean?
I know that's a tricky age, right?
Tricky age, it can go either way. And the fact that you were able at 15 to name all of that and salute your mom is more of a reason to salute you, because again, like we've done the teenage life, haven't we, JaVonne? We're still doing it? What do you say?
This is really a shout out to you, Miss Mendez. I'm going to say this, and maybe it's not a kind thing to say, but it's the truth. I never really cared too much for adolescents. I mean, I love teenagers over there, like, but they're teenagers. But, oh my goodness, like the moodiness, the think they know everything, but they're still babies, and you know why I feel that way? Because that's the way I was. I was moody. I was oh my goodness, I was like a rotten teenager. So but you have flipped the script. Now I'm like, oh, are there more like her? Are teenagers like that? Is this what it's come to? It's wonderful, wonderful.
So where are you from originally?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn. And see there, it gets better and better. We have something in common. Brooklyn is my favorite borough. And how have you been faring? What's your opinion on it? Here's what I love. many moons ago, I started this youth group in the Bedford-Stuyvesant area of Brooklyn. And in it, it was in a cluster where a lot of projects were. So it became most of the kids from the area, we grew it to be about maybe 300, 400 kids. And that was because every summer we were losing kids through violence. Okay. And that disturbed my partner and I. Shout out to Claude Marshall. At the time, it disturbed us. So we wanted to do things to motivate the community and get the youth involved. So we did a lot of things in Bed-Stuy. But question, what do you think about what's going on right now? Now, you said law. All right. So we're about to really see what's going on, Jay.
Yeah.
So what's your take on what's going on right now politically in this country?
I just started getting into watching the news because my mom, we kind of turned off cable like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So she was like, we're done. We can watch. No, what do we do? We're going to just start watching movies. Just get Redbox. Rely on Redbox. Mm-hmm. And so like just this year we started, just watching the news, watching Good Morning America, things like that, to just get an overview of what's happening. And I just think it's unacceptable because for one, it's impacting us, and both negatively and positively. And I can elaborate on that later. But it's just, for one, I see it impacting my generation and my peers, and that's what makes it sick. Because just being in my, what was TFA? What type of school was TFA? That was a private school. A private school that I attended. Living under the Constitution. Oh yeah, but so a private school, Christian private school, and it was primarily non-colored students, white students, right? White Republican students, and so you kind of saw that I was kind of around that dynamic, and you just saw how the administration affected these kids and how they thought that some of these actions, some of the things that they were able to say were acceptable because, I don't know, the president's doing it. So even that kind of feels like, oh my gosh. And then just seeing how we're living under the same constitution that was written by men who saw people of color as 3/5 human and had slaves. So it's like, and yet we teach about those same men in our classrooms to this day and put them on this pedestal like they were, great and positive, flaw free. It was like, no, not really. But, I feel like right now, when I come back to the positive side of it, we have a generation now that's coming out and we're coming for change. So that's just what I think. That's my take on it.
And if you were named coming for change, I like that. And if you were named one of the policy writers, give me 3 top things that you would change immediately about this climate right now, about this politically. 3 top things that you would say, all right, here's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so for one, it'd be healthcare, and that mental health specifically, because that's something that I'm very passionate about. And then just helping our people of color, specifically disenfranchised or students of color, because I know once we come out of this pandemic, we're going to be hit hard. Those students, those disenfranchised students who didn't have access to computers, who didn't have access to Wi-Fi, who didn't have access to good teachers or weren't in A+ schools. Another thing would just be education, to be honest, because I know one thing. Can I have that book? This book that I know I'm just talking behind the scenes, but
I love it.
But one of the books that
I said I love it. Just do it.
We're about to ask you who your background Betty is in a minute.
Oh, I know who her background Betty is. I can only imagine. It must be that supporter.
Absolutely.
That influencer and inspirational person in your life.
Oh, that was a question?
No.
Oh. Okay.
But it's okay.
But this is one of the books that I got this summer, and it was stamped by Ibram X. Kendi. And so that was just another thing, just educating our students of color because they don't know, a lot of them don't even know their history. And so I had to put myself at fault. It was like, well, Shay, you don't really know your history either. So that's why I had to, get books like this and put the social media down, because at this point, all of us know the same thing about this virus. We all have the same updates, get the same notifications at the same social media outlets. So put that down, log off. So just get a book about your history, because it's you see, I had one conversation with my African-American professor today as well. And she was saying that, the Jews, they know their history. And it's a generational thing. They pass that down as to say, you're going to know your history. And that's going to make you prideful, and not prideful, but prideful in a good way. Just prideful in your culture. But us African-Americans, we don't know that. And so as a remedy, I'm saying that, we just need to educate our students of color, children of color, because we're the ones who are going to be taking over this world in a few years, to just, educate ourselves.
Nice. I would have to agree with that, and unfortunately for far too long, our history books had everything but our culture in it, and honestly, the only thing that the United States and the world wanted us to know about ourselves was that we were slaves, descendants of slaves, and that was not it. Our story did not start with slavery, and we know that. And
which is, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I was going to say, which is why I no longer refer to my ancestors, our ancestors, as slaves, but as enslaved. Because slavery is something that happened to them. It's not who they were. And so I say, I'm a descendant of enslaved people, not slaves, because I could, God forbid, but fall into that trap and be snared and enslaved. But would that truly be who I am? Oh, she's just no. Each human being is so much more than any one word we can think of. And we shouldn't be categorized by our circumstance. Right? So that's just me, that's just me. I'm sorry, Reza, you were saying.
No. I just want to go into this. I'm excited because the law piece, all of those things that, getting someone fired up and ready can challenge the entire thing, can overturn it, can do all the amazing things, and then be an advocate on the inside. And we need more faces like ours being an advocate. Now, why the interest in international law, was it?
Yes.
Okay. What specifically about that?
That's a funny story. But even, so it was a trip that my mom and I took with a young woman by the name of Anita Andre. And it was a conference that my mom, that they were both a part of. But my mom was supposed to be a guest speaker, and Anita Andre is one of the directors at UNCF. And so they were just having a conference. And so, my mom was a guest speaker. And so afterward, we had dinner. And so she was going over her experiences as an international attorney and meeting with policymakers, meeting with authorities and officials. I was like, wow, I really like this. And then, so it kind of blended these two things that I was really passionate about, both traveling and then advocacy. So I said, wow, that's really cool. So she was like, talk about her travels worldwide and going to Belgium and meeting these officials. And of course, eating the food. I was like, oh. So it's that, and then traveling. And then I just come from Europe with my mom when we went to Belgium, Amsterdam, London, and Paris. And even how that affected me. Like when I came back, it was like, America is behind.
What?
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So even then it was just like, okay, so I like traveling. I like advocating for people. I want to make a change. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do then.
Okay.
So that was the inspiration.
And shout out to Mom once again.
Mom's is doing the damn thing.
Like seriously, she may just have to pop in on the screen so we could tell that queen and straight up, because it is absolute. That's one of the things that I believe in wholeheartedly, is getting out of the neighborhoods and getting a broad perspective. And like you said, you were able to reduce in a matter of seconds how far behind the USA essentially is. And also, because that's not the messages that they pipe us. See, that they need to pipe the messages that make sense for whatever the agenda is here. But when you step outside the United States, you're able to see what's really going on in the world in a lot of senses. You're able to really, really understand, particularly in areas like math and science, how far we are behind. But that's not what the powers that be want to subscribe to. We are in a heap of debt in this country, and it is something we're going to be reckoning for in the long run. And the possibilities of being able to repay that will not come from my generation, won't come from the generation after me or after me. It's probably from a generation that's not even born yet. They're still paying down this debt, and we've got to do something to stop the current conditions. And what I'm really excited about too is that our youth today is something special, because they watched and they said, okay, well, you know what, this and this didn't work. Now we're gonna try it this way,
Right.
And that got a whole lot of people scared, particularly because it's very peaceful. But
right, exactly, and it's smart. And the youth are articulating their fears about the future, the things that they're upset about, and they're doing it in such a way that it's undeniable that they're right, they're correct, and there's a lot of support from others who, white folks who are not racist, and who there's just a nice mixture of people who are tired of the shenanigans, and they're like, come on, let's get with this. We can be better than this. And Miss Mendez, you are an example of a powerful example of what a human being can be like from day one, if given what's that, self-actualization, if raised to believe that you are important, you are special, you are smart, you are intelligent, and the world is yours to conquer. There's nobody better than you, and you're not better than anybody else. I'm sure those are the messages that you've received. You exude that.
And
right?
That's just the one thing that I would just love for both the country and my peers to remember, is that we will get over this, like this temporary phase that I like to say that's occurring in our country. And just like I said before, the things that are most important right now, just exposure and education, just to become what I like to say is have a toxic cleansing, right? So just be toxic free. So if it's that social media, log out. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Is try to get rid of Instagram. I'm like, Chelsea, delete it. But
nice.
So that's interesting. You talk about shutting off or backing up from social media. What might that look for you? Like how might that look for you if you were to stay off social media, let's just say for a month? Now, mind you, we're still kind of you're I don't know what's going on in your state right now, but we're sort of kind of still in quarantine. For a teenager specifically, what is that like, and what would it be like without social media?
let me see. Okay. Well, I know for me right now, this virtual mode of learning for school, it's good for me because I'm a visual learner, so I have easy access to my teachers. I can control my hours. I love that. And I've learned more about time management here, like in my home, and managing my own hours rather than in school, which is so weird. I was like, I thought it'd be the other way around, but okay. But so is that, and so it works
well for my learning, but my social life, like I've said to everyone, is struggling to grasp. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need friends and social interactions and meeting at restaurants. I guess that's the difficult part. But I try to stay engaged through like social media outlets, my Alexa, things like that. And when it comes to the other part, what was the other part? So how it is for me virtually, and what was the other part? I'm sorry.
Well, if you were to take away social media right now, and I guess what would that look like for you, both socially, educationally? I mean, like, what would your life be? Because I'm just thinking about this right now, that a lot of the social stuff occurs via social media, but also just interaction with the world, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's also social, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Wait, so no TikTok? You saying
No TikTok, because that's social media. And I've seen some of your TikToks, they're fun, but like no TikTok, no Facebook, no Instagram. Like, put down the phone, and what would life look like?
But Instagram and social media took over our standard. I mean, I think that'd be hard for me.
Rez is about to ask for a cookie. Give her a cookie.
Like how, because again, like the news out there has been a shift in the way we disseminate information, and 90% of the time it's coming through social media before it's coming through the mainstream media. It's clear, like a few years back, they all started using the same content, photos and everything. It's just shared in like a group kind of thing, and it's just repeated. But if you want to know anything live, the streets got it first, and they're uploading it quicker than a reporter can get to the location.
Right.
They're getting there after the fact and asking Ray Ray and them what happened. Hopefully Ray Ray is able to articulate what happened with a vernacular that is, But yeah, that's a rough question, Jay.
Well, you know what? If anybody can handle it.
I mean, I think it would take a while for us to adapt to that, because again, social media plays a really important role in how we get our information. But we can take this time to, take advantage of some of the resources online, like Toastmasters. I just got involved with that. It helps like your public speaking, getting used to speaking and delivering speeches, things like that. Extemporaneous speaking, so just speaking impromptu. Take advantage of book clubs, then your virtual college tours, and especially some of the Zoom conferences that are available now, since some of the big events that would usually happen face to face are now transitioning virtually, like the Black Caucus Foundation. Is that the right name? Yeah, Black Caucus Foundation, okay. Congressional Foundation.
Congressional, okay.
Right, and they have their live sessions on YouTube. So even that, it's like you have to take advantage of these, because again, once this pandemic subsides, I don't know how that'll be, but still, you can take advantage of these resources while they're out there, or write a letter. Lord have mercy. Get a book. Like you have to learn something new. Take advantage of this downtime.
Right. Yeah, I call YouTube University. I'm just like the content that people put on, and I've watched, and some of the things, like you said something, she said something, JaVonne, that another guest we had on the show that was pretty prolific for us, Jane Elliott, when asked the similar question, and education was one of her pieces. She's an educator, right. And if you don't know who she is, look her up, because she's got an interesting backstory, and she's done. She's famous for an experiment that she did many moons ago. I want to say in the 70s. Was that right, Jay? In the 70s?
I think the first time she did it might have been earlier than that. It was around the time, I think, when not Jack Kennedy, Robert was murdered, I think.
Okay, so yeah, that was. Well, I know I got it in the 70s because I was in school. you know, and it's the blue-eyed
Blue-eyed brown
brown
eye.
experiment.
Oh,
Yeah. So you and Jane are on par with what should be done to focus on and change. She was speaking that we should educate the teachers so that the teachers can teach the truth, other than this indoctrination of education that this country has subscribed to based on their need to oppress a certain population of people to exist. So if you re-educate the teachers, folks that look like you and I could stand a snowball's chance in hell with getting, you know, the real messages, you know, and she referenced the book, which is a good one, called The Color of Law, you know, because it really drilled down on a lot of that. I started it, I stopped it, I started it again. It's a good read though. You just have to have the time to sink in. And I tend to have like Tourette's moments in the, I do too many things. Jane Elliott is her name, and she
it was in 1968. Yeah, after Robert, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Thank you, Pop. We have what we doing with our producer on there getting
I'm just saying. So yeah, that's a good book, and definitely if you haven't seen any video of her blue-eye brown eye experiment, you should check that out. Or was it experience, or did she call it experiment?
It's an experiment. Yeah.
And then you can look back on our show, because we had her as a guest. I mean, she's a lot older now than she was back then, clearly, but she's still a whip. And it was Miss Jane.
She did. The mom may know this. Actually, you may know. Have you heard of Angela Davis?
yes.
Okay. Well, Jane and Angela both did a lecture together at the request of a university in Houston, and that's on YouTube as well. And to get those two women, those two feminists together on one stage and with different perspectives of the road and meet and intersect, it was amazing to watch. You know, Jane is rooted in her femininity and feminist movement, and she's the first to tell you that, you know, when the feminist movement was, let's say, started, it wasn't inclusive of Black women at the time, you know, and she drills down on that too, and how much of a mistake that was, you know, because we all know that we're the salt of the earth. How do you bypass all this magic? You just can't, you know, and you'll pay for it trying, you know.
Right.
But we just have to make sure that we keep each other lifted through them trying to make us what I consider just a fruitless effort to make us extinct, at least our voices. But you know, as long as we control our narratives and people like you continue to pop up and do your thing and shine and use your voice and stand in your power and in your magic, we're gonna be all right. You've inspired me today to be very, very hopeful.
I'm telling you, she's very, very inspirational. So let me ask you this. So you are a mentor for disenfranchised students in your school.
Yes.
What exactly does that look like for you? Like what do you do to mentor these kids? Talk about that.
Okay. So the program at my school is called Peers of Learning. And so each Friday I attend a meeting with the teacher sponsor for the program. And so we just kind of sit, and she usually partners us up with a student that's either having trouble with adjusting to virtual school, having problems logging in. When it comes to disenfranchised kids at my school, then usually we would have to meet on a different platform. So the platforms that we would usually use would be BBB, which is Big Blue Button, which is what we use right now for logging into our conferences for school. But when it comes to disenfranchised kids, so if it's something that's happening at their home or something personal, then it's like we have to schedule a Zoom conference, which I was introduced to that whole thing just this year. So when she explained that to us, I was like, oh, wow, okay. So you have to create like a whole nother Zoom conference just for them. And I was like, that's really interesting, which I liked because honestly, BBB is usually used for school and is like recorded and saved to like the county. So it'd be a little weird if like, you know, they're telling their personal information and it goes to the, to the county. So I'm like, okay, that's good.
Wow.
So yeah, so I haven't really been partnered. Hold up, okay. But I haven't really been partnered. Like, hold on. Okay. But yeah, so I haven't really been partnered with anyone. Except really right now, it's really just for the kids who are just adjusting to their virtual type of learning. And yeah, and then when it comes to the Child Neurology Foundation that I heard you speak of briefly before,
Mm-hmm.
that was an amazing opportunity. It kind of levels the playing field right now with that specific foundation, because the woman that actually introduced me to the foundation, she was a feature for my Minority Mental Health Month IG Live series. And again, I'm the youngest on the board. So that was interesting. And she was like, you'll be the youngest. I was like, oh, ooh, history.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was really exciting. But the woman who had introduced me to the board, her name was Dr. Jessica Nickran, and she's the director of their programs at the foundation. And so when I'm on that board, I would usually just be contributing my take on epilepsy as a individual who does have that neurological disorder. I hate the word disorder, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just explain my take on that, my experiences with that, and then of course as a virtual Launchhead student.
That's amazing. I'm telling you, right? She's amazing. She's amazing. And you know what's very interesting also?
What's
a little tidbit, a little personal tidbit here, right? Her parents are entertainers. That's one of the things that they do. Her mom sings beautifully, and her dad is a very talented musician, and she could care less. And I've seen videos of heard her singing, and this young lady can sing as well. So let me ask you, why not singing as well? Why is entertainment? Do you play an instrument? That's the other thing. Like your dad plays an instrument, right?
Yeah, so actually I do. Whoa, I briefly played piano, and
Nice.
I write songs, which is like my outlet. That is my outlet. So the thing is, my mom would ask me that same thing. She's like, Chelsea, like, why are we throwing away entertainment? I was like, I'm not throwing it away. It's definitely an option, but I'm just going my own way. Because even when I was talking to her yesterday, and we were going, the Black Caucus Congressional Foundation, and we were watching the videos that they had posted on YouTube, they were kind of breaking down, who you need in your board of directors, right? So your role models, your advocates, your sponsors, etc. And so she was like, we have these people, we have this. I said, no, Mom, because at this point, I feel like I want to create my own board of directors. I don't want to have my mom's contacts. I want to create my own. So that's where I am at this point. She's like, okay. That's where I am. It's like, the people that I meet with, my series and my initiatives, I'm like, you're my contact. You don't know. Right, yours. So like,
you go, girl.
King,
work it out.
Vincent Cornelius, Circuit Judge Vincent Cornelius. Those are my mentors, those are my advocates, those are my sponsors. So I'm trying to create that on my own. But I do have to remind myself that I am 15. So I have
the sky.
She said she has to remind herself that she is 15, like, because otherwise, what would you think you were? Like, I'm just saying.
You're unlimited.
There you go.
It's exciting. You're unlimited. And
This is very exciting. Very exciting.
The sky, and you have no limits. So that's part of that phrase. You should remind us all. Boy, oh boy. Now, let's talk about your friends. You have time to cultivate relationships?
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
said before, I have like my social media outlets that I use to keep in contact with them. And shout out to my friend Maya. That's my friend.
Hey, Maya.
She's all the way in New York. I miss she's been my best friend since like pre-K. Okay. And we've like planned and this is why she's my best friend, because we're like-minded, but so different. And I say like-minded because, and shout out to Troy Berry, because he's also in New York. But love you. But yeah, so like Maya, when I say we're like-minded, she plans like me, and I get this from my mom, which is a blessing and a curse. But you plan ahead, like 3-4 years ahead, and it gives you a headache, but at the same time it gives you satisfaction. And that's so I'm planning for like, I was telling Mom, I was like, Mom, like, after college was my first job, and like, where do I get my, what partner do I, all that. And it's like, it gives me a headache. So Maya is the same way. So we've been planning to go to NYU since like the 3rd grade. So she's like,
lucky.
NYU and what was the program? The wasn't I think it was Abu Dhabi. But yeah, but when it comes, so she's my best friend. She's like on the pedestal. When it comes to my other ones here in Florida, I would say my circle is small intentionally, because I'm not, I would say I'm a private person. So yeah, I'm a private person. And again, I wouldn't say I just like-minded people, but I just like people who strive for things.
Absolutely.
And it seems like here in Florida, I don't know. Maybe it's not bad. I don't know. But
There's a saying for that, though. It's called la cage aux folles. It means birds of a feather, and quite frankly, put flock together. And honestly, there are some lessons that you learn from elders if you're careful. When you're growing up, the tendency to have a lot of peers and a lot of folk around you is great when you're younger. Because that gets really, really, really reduced down. And if you have, as my grandmother used to say, if you got one good friend in this lifetime, you're doing good. You're doing really good. But keep your nucleus tight. Keep your, that's for your sanity, for your safety, and also for moving through the world with folk that are aligned to whatever mission you're on. You don't have a lot of folks around and with energies that, are not conducive to you staying focused and doing what you have to do,
Yeah. That's a blessing.
You see, I stay in the basement alone all the time. But don't be like me. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, it's lonely in the basement. But I'm good.
So, you contributing anything to this election cycle? What do you want to see happen? And what do you think of Kamala Harris? Did I ask you that?
Think, oh gosh, let's see. What do I think? I think that's a big stride, and she's making I like to say, a positive dent in American history, because she is the first African American. No, excuse me. What is it? I don't know the specific term. African American and Asian woman.
Mm-hmm.
You have to correct me on that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what she describes.
Right. So that's powerful, and it's inspirational to young women of color such as myself, and just reminding us that we can be a part of or run for positions like that. So that's definitely inspirational. And then the fact that she's a Howard alum, which is a school that's in my, what is it?
Purview.
Right. Yeah. For colleges and universities that I'm interested in. So I was like, oh, even better, Howard alum. Okay, cool. Great. So yeah, I guess that's a pretty short take on her, but I do think she's pretty powerful, inspirational for young girls of color like me. And then she's the second Black woman after, what is it? I think after Shirley Chisholm that I look up to.
Yeah.
Shirley Chisholm,
That's
along
dope.
with Representative Alexandria and of course former First Lady Michelle Obama.
Of course. That's, you know, there, when you want to talk about class acts, when you want to talk about the way that queen represented and changed the face of what the narrative has been for Black women, Michelle Obama absolutely did that in her magnificent role of being the first lady of this country. You know, she was unbothered, unabashed, and she spoke directly to the people and still does. You know that she sincerely loves the people and her people. And between her and her mother and her kids, you know, showing up to stand behind at that time the most powerful man in the world in terms of, you know, the most powerful seat he occupied, let's just say, was a sight to behold. And I just quite frankly miss someone who can walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time. And what a dichotomy we have now. I don't even know what is the word now that the kids are saying about this. I know what I call them, but what do the kids think? What are you guys thinking about this election?
I thought you were asking for a term like lit. That's why I was like,
No, yeah. We use lit too. We're not that far out the box. We use lit, but you know, in terms of like
the guy who currently holds the office.
Thank you.
Versus, because you know, I'm here for you, Rezi.
Yeah, I struggle because I said I was going to be nice. I said I was going to keep it very appropriate without,
Thank you very much. I know, honey.
Yeah.
So I think Rez would like to know what your impressions are of the gentleman who currently resides
at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We don't mention him by name on this show.
Right. Well, isn't it Black Lives Matter Plaza now or something?
Yes. Black Lives Matter Plaza. Is it 1600 Black Lives Matter Plaza?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you know who we're talking about, that guy.
I don't really have an opinion on him.
That's a good opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, see
how easy that was?
Waste no molecules.
That's it. There you go. But you know what's interesting that just popped into my head, the realization, okay. So Obama became the president in what year was that?
2016.
2016. How old were you in 20? No, it wasn't 2016.
No, it was
Obama.
2008.
2008. So how old were you in 2008?
3.
Wow.
So
wow.
If someone was to tell you that it's an anomaly that a Black person could ever be president, and that Black people are not really capable of running this country, what would you think? What would your response be to that?
No, I was actually 6. Sorry. I was doing the math in my head.
Okay.
So my response to that. So the anomaly of a Black man being a president.
Right.
Because he essentially was your first president.
Right. He's the only president. He's the only one she's ever known up until recently.
Right.
So that's that. Listen, she's at a starting point. Like,
but let's see if you have an answer for that. Like, if someone was to say that.
I honestly think it was great. It is great, and like I said, it's historical. So the fact that us kids can go, or future generations can go through history books and swipe. Okay, George Washington. Okay, great. Abraham Lincoln. Oh. So that just the fact of that and the history that goes along with that is just really powerful to me. And just I can recall. I forgot where. Well, I had visited the White House. I think it was for a Black Girls Code camp that I was going to, or some other camp. But we had gone inside, and that was during the time that he was president. So we got, and I started the chocolates. It was the chocolates in like the little folded bag or something. Not a bag, for lack of better words. But it had his signature. So it's those kinds of memories and just the history of it is just really powerful.
That's amazing. Just to be like what I would consider, like I'm a first generation Sesame Street kid. Woohoo! But you're a first excuse me?
Not first generation.
Yeah.
First Sesame
First
Street?
generation, yeah. I'm old, Rez. Look, stop it.
Not first generation. Not first generation.
Why you keep saying that?
Because I recall the first generation. You weren't you may have been second.
What do you mean? I'm older than you. You know I'm older than you, right?
Talk off air. Yeah, but no.
But you know I'm older than you, right?
No.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. No.
I'm older than everybody, okay? Let's just put that out there. Except my grandma. So what I was going to say is that I consider you and your generation to be the first, like the Obama generation. You understand what I mean by that? Like I'm of the Sesame Street generation, and that's what I got. That's all I had.
Right.
No, I mean there were a lot of cool things going on back then, but there's nothing cooler than having Barack Obama as your first president, so that nobody can tell you that particular lie about you and your people. Stand strong in that. That's amazing. Yeah. Now there's another thing, right?
Okay.
So I'm also of the Jackson 5 generation. Right? When Michael Jackson was a little kid, that's like the initial kind of music, Motown. I don't know if you know about that, but knowing who your mom and your dad is.
Gladys Knight. Yep.
Oh. What'd you say?
Gladys Knight and oh my God, Tina Turner. We had everything playing here. Jill Scott. Yeah, everybody.
See?
Everybody. But go on.
Go ahead. Put my business out there, Pops. You don't have to tell everything. You don't have to tell everything, Pops.
Oh wait, so that was okay. So the first program premiered on public televisions in 1969.
And you're not old enough to remember that. I am.
Well, lies. Actually, then I'm a first generation too. I thought that was in the 50s.
But you can't be first generation until you like if you remember it. You can't remember that.
If it was in 1960, I watched. If I'm thinking that there was something.
Remember 1969?
Yes, I do.
Get out. Okay, we are gonna have to take that offline. Anyway, what I was saying to Ms. Mendez over here, which I'm glad that you though have that musical background. And I just want to say to people who are listening, who are watching, who have young children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, expose them to everything. Teach them, have them sit down and watch Roots. I mean, have them watch the Pam Grier. Well, maybe not every Pam Grier movie. I know. Okay. All right. I was so about to. Okay. You know me. Okay. But Shaft, the have them watch.
Now, what about Shaft do you want them to get exactly? And which Shaft are we talking?
I'm talking about because I just believe that our children need to understand what the trip was. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it doesn't, of course, start with the enslavement of our people. Teach them what you can, you know, about make sure that your children are knowledgeable about the continent of Africa and about the different countries and the cultures and the foods. Teach your children that, and then teach them. It's not going to hurt their feelings to learn about the enslavement. If I say enslavement, that's not something about me. That's something about you and your people. Like, that's what y'all did to people, you know? So, but my people persevered. And then teach about how everything has come about, and some patents about discoveries, inventions. Black people have created so many things in this country, in this world, that it's not widely known. And these things are not discussed. Our music, worldwide, African American music, our music,
Latin music.
It is very specific to us, and everybody in the world tries to take a piece of it, right? So now, with all of your musical experience, right? Let me ask you this. Of the old school, or not old school, the classic music that you have heard, whether it be Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, or maybe you know a little something about Billie Holiday, or I don't know what you know. She's like, yep, I know Billie. Okay. Who of that genre would be your favorite? The from the past. Give me 5 soloists and a couple of groups too, if you could throw them in.
Well, first, I would say I would completely agree with you when it comes to music and Black culture, because music to Black culture is like oil to the Arabs. You know, it's like it's so, it plays such a big part, you know, and we're the basis for it all. But so that'll be it. All right, that's all I just wanted to add. So my favorite groups. Ooh, well, I'm really into the 90s. Soloist. I'll say Bobby Brown.
Oh,
King of R&B.
Eric, yeah, I'll say Erica and Jill, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Oh my gosh, let's see. Yeah, Jill Scott. What else was I listen to?
Jill Scott is she came in like 2000s something.
Yeah, she did come in the 2000s. I think Erykah Badu was in the 90s though.
Yeah, she was right before that.
Recently, I've been listening to Snow Allegra, but she's not no old time. But let me see. Oh, Whitney Houston.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good. I don't
none of that is coming back to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but groups would be SWV and Escape and New Edition and
In Vogue.
I don't really listen to them a lot.
Okay.
But TLC.
Okay. Oh yeah. TLC.
Yeah, TLC.
Yeah, they.
Pops wants to know: do you plan to go to the African American Museum in DC? Unless you've been there already.
Yes, I was supposed to go. The last time we were watching the DC, we were supposed to go. But yes, I really do want to go. Yes, I really.
Yeah, I think you'll love that experience. That oh my God.
My mom is in there.
Your mom is in there?
Yeah.
What do you mean? They have a wax of your mother?
Yeah, she's on the wall. What floor is she? Yeah, she's on the wall. Next to Oprah Winfrey.
You know what?
Okay.
You Mendez people.
All right.
But just so you know,
y'all too special. Y'all too special for me. I don't know. Look at you. You exude brilliance, and your parents are just masterful musical entities within themselves, and good people. And you're just amazing.
Thank
You're
you.
just amazing.
And I would like to give away some things before I leave that, because I do have school tomorrow at 7.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
But yes, yeah, I do. Yes, I do want to give away a few stuff, and then I just left my head. But yes.
So can I ask you whether or not we can give away, because it would be, I don't know, unless there's some other kind of way you want to determine who gets your giveaway. I was thinking about what we spoke about earlier. If people okay, so this is the thing. If on November 4th, and then we'll talk about this on every show up until that point, people should take a picture of themselves either going into a polling booth, like at the polling booth, or with the mail-in ballot in their hand near the mailbox. You can't just pick the ballot up and put it in. I mean, you could be sitting on your sofa with the ballot and never mail it. No, you need to be with the ballot at the post office and have a shot of yourself like that. So maybe the first 5 people who can prove to us that they actually voted, then on November 4th, we can have you come and do like a cameo and give prizes if you would be willing to do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that would be cool too. And before yes, it would be absolutely groovy. And before you, I don't know if your mom is like, you got to go to bed now, but before you go, we want to play a quick game with you. It's called Rapid Fire. Look at her. She's like, oh, even the young people, Rez. Tell her what Rapid Fire is.
All right. Rapid Fire is just a word association game. I'll say a word, and then you say the first word that comes to mind. I'll do 5, and then JaVonne will do 5. And it just kind of gives people a peek behind the veil to see what you're thinking. So the first thing that comes to mind, and there's no wrong answer. It's just it just kind of shares a little bit about, the inner workings a bit. And because you don't know it's coming, it's not rehearsed. Uh-oh, ready?
Uh-oh.
All right. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, and I just say a word to the...
I'll say a word, and then you say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Okay.
Community.
Together.
Voting.
Importance.
Music.
Lyricism.
Queens.
Continent.
Black people.
Power.
Ooh, nice. Okay, JaVonne, you're up next.
Okay. Personality.
Oh.
Now I got to pick another word now because. All right. Thoughtfulness.
Mind.
Friendship.
Lasting.
Food.
Delicious.
Comedy.
Outlet.
Mother.
Advocate.
Thank you. You did a great job. You did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal.
You rock. And you have my vote for the future. Just know that there'll be some woman that I don't think I'll be in a wheelchair by the time you run. So who's definitely voting for you in advance. So know that I vote in advance for any.
You got 2 votes. Well, I guess 4 votes if you count your parents. Yeah. Automatic. That's pretty much automatic. So, yeah, you know, anything in this world that you want, it's yours. I mean, the world is absolutely yours to conquer. And I for one can't wait to see who you become, even more than who you already are, and what you're going to do. I mean, and whose world you're going to rock, how you're going to rock this world. You're going to set this world ablaze. You're already doing it in your own way. So, you know, I think I might have told your mother, I'm so proud of her. You know, you know, you're not even my baby, but I'm way so proud. And Jay Will says you got his vote too. So, you know, youthabomb.com. So we need a drop from you.
Yes.
What'd you say?
We have a 24-hour radio station, and we'd like a drop. Yes, and we'd like a drop from you as well to play in between some tracks, so that your voice stays in rotation as well. How's that? And that's history for our station, because you'll be the youngest person to have given us a drop at this point, right?
Absolutely. She's the youngest person to have been on our show as well.
Yeah.
As a special guest.
That's true. It's 2 for 2.
That's it.
All right. So the drop is, you're listening to WJBR Internet Radio. That's the first one. And you just say your name, and then hi, make it as bubbly and as full of personality as you possibly can. And you just let them know that they're listening to WJBR Internet Radio. That's the first one. And then we'll give you the second one. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hey y'all, you're listening to WJBR 99.5 what was it, internet?
Just forget the 99.5.
Yeah.
Just WJBR Internet Radio.
Don't forget to say your name and who you are too.
Okay. Was that before or after?
You can write it down. You can say it however you want.
Okay.
Just as long as they know who's talking to them.
All right. Hey y'all, it's your girl Shealanin Mendez, and y'all are listening to WJBR Internet Radio.
Boom.
Hey.
All right.
That was fabulous. Thank you so much again. And everybody, make sure you take a picture of yourself voting.
Yes.
And send it in. The first 5 people to do that, whether if you're voting by mail, show a picture of yourself with the ballot, and you have to be at the post office getting ready to put it in the mailbox. Don't send me no pictures of yourself holding the thing sitting on your sofa. I'm telling you, don't do it. All right. Also, tell everybody your handles and how they can follow you.
Yep. So it's my professional goal to reach 1K by October 1st. So y'all can follow me on Instagram at Shay.Lannin. It's spelled SHEA like shea butter, and Lannin like the end of melanin, which is actually my inspiration. Period. LANIN. And then you can follow me on Facebook at Marion Mendez, MARION MENDES, no Z.
Damn.
You know, follow this young lady so you can see how to behave, and you know.
Yes. Fantastical. Yes.
She's such an inspiration. Thank you. And thank your mom for, you know, allowing us to have you on the show. It's a fabulous thing. Thank you so much. And everybody, please stay safe. Bye.
Hey, this is Leon. That's right, Leon, for some of your favorite movies, and I'm at brunch in the basement with Terez and JaVonne. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music politics are just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artists or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway. The time, so
And we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes,
well, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.